Tuesday morning, July 8th. Let's take a look at the rainbow, the Vedic rainbow indicator, and potential time zones we have today for reversals. We're kind of focusing on the B1 and B2 row here this morning, right where we have the wide B2 window, this wide bright green window right here. This whole window length is highlighted on the price chart up above. And then the three B1 windows are marked as well. So those are our early morning key zones. I've also bracketed out the overnight price action from midnight forward or late in the evening, 2300, 2200 forward. And then we had this long, narrow consolidation, which is kind of normal for that time of the day. And what happened, we made a little bit of a high here, and then we traded down to the bottom of that zone. So we broke that zone right at the beginning of the green B1, B2 entry here. So we made a new low outside that price action at the beginning of that window, and that set off a long trade. Moving forward then, we traded up to the end of that window and then started to drift down. We had a reaction back to the start of the second window right here. The market reversed up over there for a scalp trade. The initial point was a long trade because we made a new high or a new low outside of the bracketed price action. This one is inside that price zone, so this would just be a scalp setup. Same with the third arrow here that I've marked, where we turned down right at the end of that green window, and we've made a move down about 7-8 points so far off of there. That's another scalp trade time setup because we didn't make a new high or a new low outside of that overnight range. Moving forward, we have one more key point here. We've got this white window, then we've got this green window here on the B1, the white window here on the B1, and then we've got these overlapping points here as we move into the afternoon. The last place I'd be looking would be this white window here, because it's getting later in the day. That's about 3:30. Pointing out the times of these windows, the next key time point comes in the white window here about 9:12 to 9:24. Then always the end of the window at 9:57. Then we've got the window here that starts at 10:26. That's also in line with the PH3 segment, the end of the blue segment. So this is going to be a potentially important point because we're at the end of the PH3 dark blue segment, and we also have this overlap on the B1, then the A3, A4, A5, and A6. So this is going to be a key point to watch this morning. That window ends just about 11 o'clock. Then we've got the white window about 12:12 to about 12:25. And then we come into the wide window that covers a good chunk of the afternoon, but we're going to concentrate on the B1 window to narrow it down. We've got a wide frame here from 1 o'clock to 2:05. So we're going to watch these white windows inside the A1 to A6 panels. We're also going to watch the PH1 and 2 rather, the afternoon PH2 segment. The beginning of that segment will also be important, that little area from 12:59 to 13:07. And then the last window that's applicable would be this one here from about 3:35. That would be the last one I would look at for a little end of the day scalp trade if something does materialize there.